morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is where you are. Thank you so much for joining me. This is Drawings to Doze Off To for the sleep-deprived. And right now, I want you to take a deep breath, lay back, loosen up your whole body, and just completely untense and prepare to be at peace. Welcome back, everybody. Today, I do want to put it out there that I am working on a nude painting. This is a nude painting. Painting of a woman's breast specifically, and it does have a sexual theme to it. So I just want to say that now, in case there's anyone out there who would rather not be watching this. That way you guys can just click off. You don't have to passive aggressively thumbs down or anything like that, because we all know what we're getting into. Now, for those of you who are still with me, I hope you're doing well. I hope everyone is fed and has a lot of money in their savings and is healthy during this time of social distancing and quarantine and everything else that we're all required to do now because of COVID-19. I know that it's a very trying and frustrating time for most people. So I just want to wish all of you well. I hope that anyone watching this doesn't have to struggle, at least not too much during this time. I do know that a lot of people are having trouble sleeping. A lot of us right now are on completely different schedules than we used to be. Everybody is pretty much waking up in the afternoon, going to sleep at 5 a.m. We're eating all day. We're napping multiple times a day. We're bored. When I say we, I mean you guys. As far as me, everything is pretty much the same. I would say the only difference for me right now is that I'm not able to get everything that I like from the grocery store, and a lot of things that I've had saved to my Amazon wish list or just things that I planned on buying at some point, all of those things are now 2 to 10 times more expensive than they were a few months ago. I actually just ordered some new pastel boards for some projects that I plan on working on this month, and my pastel boards went from $12 to $22. So it was just unexpected. I had no idea. I had to wait for them to get in stock as well, which has never happened before. So I would say that those are the two big changes that I've experienced. And of course, you know, not being able to hang out with my best friend. I think a lot of people, including me, are video calling a lot more than we used to do because we don't get to see people and be close to them anymore. But hopefully this thing is going to disappear as quickly as it appeared, and we could all go back to living normal lives, preferably with some of the accommodations that we received, such as more work from home jobs and people being more health conscious in public and getting more support from the government in times of need. My schedule has not changed either. I wake up in the afternoon and I go to sleep in the wee hours of the morning as well, but now it's like everyone I know is on my schedule now. And it's so strange because I think the entire population has always operated completely differently. So I never would have thought in a million years that the whole country would be doing what I'm doing. Working from home, barely leaving the house, and everything else that goes along with it. So I'm not gonna lie, I am really thriving right now. I'm not sure if it's just because I recently started manifesting money and abundance again, but I'm actually doing a lot better now financially than I was before we were all forced to stay at home. And I really feel like the universe over the past 4 to 5 years has been preparing me for this time, because it just seems like everything is falling into place for me. And even things that I started just on a whim maybe 5 years ago, those things are helping me succeed right now. So I really feel like the universe definitely set me up to succeed during this time. But enough about coronavirus and all the struggles and everything. Let's talk about the piece. So this piece, I named her Interlude. And of course, she's another NSFW piece. So she's going to be in my Valentine's Day collection on my shop. But this piece, I referenced a photo of myself, as I always do. But I wanted to obviously I wanted to explore the darker skin tones some more. Like I said, I wanted to do before, after I tried it with the portrait that I did. I wanted to keep that going, and since there was so much skin in this piece, I figured this would be perfect to kind of work on that. So I did make her a really deep brown skinned woman, and if you can't tell, in this painting she's naked, holding her breast, and there's a little drizzle of saliva coming out of her mouth. I know that this sounds like so sexual. I mean, it is meant to be sexual, but I guess talking about it out loud and describing it makes it sound a lot dirtier than I was thinking of it as the entire time I was painting it. But it is what it is. We're all adults here, because this video is definitely going to get age restricted. But anywho, so right now I'm just doing the first step, which is figuring out where all of the different shades go in the piece. And this piece did have a very limited color palette. I used, I think, 14 or 15 colors in total, and I only used about 5 or 6 just for the skin. So I'll go back and list those colors below in the description box if anyone is interested in that. But yeah, the color palette is mostly brown, just different shades of brown. And as far as the challenge in this piece, obviously, you know, drawing a naked woman, drawing breasts, drawing this shade of skin obviously has not been a challenge for me thus far, but drawing hands and fingers and also drawing the acrylic nails, because I've only done that one other time for my pink lemonade drawing, and sadly I did not use a reference, and I think that is very much evident when you look at the drawing. I feel like the entire drawing, you know, as a whole is amazing, but if you just focused on the nails, it would look really bad. So I made sure that I used a reference for this piece because I didn't want to mess them up again. And I am gonna end up being very satisfied with how they came out. As far as the hands, this method of shading the shadows and then the highlights and everything before going back and refining it, I think is a much better way to shade when it comes to hands, because hands are just another thing like hair where you really need to just draw what you see. Forget about, and I didn't tell myself this until I was halfway done with the hands, but I really had to forget about all the lines and the wrinkles and everything on our hands and just shade the shadows and the highlights. Just show where it's dark on the finger and where it's light on the finger. And I feel like I mastered it with the hand that's on the left that you see me working next to right now. And the right hand I started first, so I didn't think about that until after I was pretty much done with it. I did try to go back and fix some things. So I don't think the hand on the right came out as good as the one on the left. But I think, you know, ultimately these are the best hands that I have ever drawn. And they might not look that great to other artists who are good at hands, but these hands made me really proud. Alright, so I've started blending in the left breast, or the right breast I should say, but it's on the left from this point of view. And yeah, it's when I blend after when I do this method and all the colors are already on the board and I'm just blending them together, I'm literally just using my finger in circular motions, dabbing it off every time I switch from like a dark section to a light section, you know, dabbing it on my white tablecloth that I have there on my desk, and going back in and more circular motions, and that's it. And after that, then I will go back in and refine it and add those fine little details. drawing breasts and making them look realistic and not making them look like the breast is flowing with the rest of the body and not just these two circular shapes popping out of the chest is not as easy as it looks. And you'll see me go back multiple times when it comes to that breast on the left, trying to make it as perfect as I can, because I feel like a lot of the time the shadows that you use to show the depth of the breast, they kind of interfere and make them look so, I don't want to say boxy, but they just make them look like, I don't even know how to describe it. It just looks like it's not a part of the chest. It looks like something that's attached to it. That I can't explain what I'm thinking, but hopefully you guys understand what I mean. Just like I'm always pointing out the mistakes that I make in my pieces, I do also want to point out the things that I did really well. And one of those things is the shading in that shoulder on the left, showing that the light shining off of that side of her body. I feel like I killed the blending on that part. It just looks so good. And you can tell that that's what's happening. You can see the shadow from the thumb. And you can also see that the fingers on that right hand also have the light shining off of them from the same angle. So I feel like I really showed that extremely well. Not to bring up Corona again, even though that's exactly what I'm about to do. But let me know in the comments, or if you're watching this live right now, let me know what things you're doing to stay busy if you're not working, and if you've picked up any new hobbies. For me, I would say I'm still doing all of the same things I did before, as far as drawing and, playing Mortal Kombat and writing, working on my book. But I think I've also started building a lot of Sims homes, and I've been uploading those on YouTube as well if you want to check them out. I have a playlist for them now. And I've been watching Devin Booker's high scoring games on the NBA app, because we can watch all of the past games from this past season for free. So I've just been looking up all his games where he scored 25 or more, and I've been watching them. I also watch him stream Call of Duty for a little bit whenever he decides to stream. And I bought a new video game. It's called LA Noire. The game isn't new, but it's new for me. I just started it. So that's really fun. It kind of makes me feel like I'm in an episode of Law and Order, which is great for me, because that's one of my favorite things, is watching that whole process of them like coming to a crime scene and having to search for clues and find people and go talk to them. And it's in the game, that's exactly what you get to do. You're the police officer or the detective, and you're investigating, and but it's actually set in the 60s, I believe, in LA. So the whole theme of it is really vintage, and I like it. So yeah, just let me know what you guys have been doing, what podcast you're listening to, what games you're playing, any streams you're watching, or if you stream, let me know. Any challenges you've been participating in. I just did the Don't Rush challenge with, I think, maybe 9 other Black female artists. So that's up on my Instagram. I have it up on here as well. And it's also on my Twitter. If anybody wants to check that out, definitely watch that and check out all the other very talented women in the video. I plan on making one by myself as well, so that I could put it on my TikTok. But I have a very big, very special project that I want to finish first, and I'm gonna feature it in that video. All right, everybody, this drawing is coming to an end. I just want to let you know that the original is currently for sale on my shop. And of course, I will link you guys to that in the description box. And I will have prints available soon. My printer has been malfunctioning on me today when I was trying to make prints for you guys, but that should be fixed shortly, and I'll definitely make those available to you. Let me know what you guys think about the painting, if you're enjoying the nude art, but don't tell me if you're not enjoying the nude art. That I don't care about. But if you like this piece, thumbs up, share, subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your night, and I hope you have sweet dreams. Bye bye.